What's going on, guys? It's your favorite beardless faggot Philly Bo, and we're going to do some fan questions again. So let's dive right into this shit. The first question comes from Peyton Ware. Where? It's W-E-I-R. Sorry if I mispronounced that. But his question asks, what do you think of people saying that you went mainstream with your music? I don't think we've really gone mainstream. A lot of people that listen to bands that are there from the start will hold on to the first album for forever, and they will never let it go, and anything after that's not as good as the first album. It's fine, you know, that's just what people do. I mean, there's bands that I listen to that I like their earlier stuff and I don't really like their older stuff. We just write what we enjoy writing, what we think sounds cool, and that's what the whole point of writing music is to write stuff that you enjoy. I mean, we want to give fans what they want, but at the same time, we have to please ourselves before we please everyone else. We write music that we like, and we just put it out there, and hopefully you guys like it too. But if you want to say we've gone mainstream, no. Are we being played on your local radio station with Justin Bieber and anyone else like that? No, we're not being played on that, so we have not gone mainstream. We're not whatever. The next question comes from Chris Loves God 666. He says, do you have any pets? No, actually, I really want a dog. Me and my girlfriend have been looking around for a dog for a while, and we've honestly just haven't found what we wanted yet. We're looking for something maybe small and white, like a Maltese kind of dog. We'd really like something like that, but we're just going to keep looking and see if we can find the dog that we actually both agree on. Hopefully we'll find that, you know, perfect Maltese dog that we're looking for. The next question comes from AxeGrinder89, and he says, have you ever had long hair? If you're asking me if I've ever had hair past my shoulders or past my jawline, no, I've never had that. I can't grow long hair for shit. If I grow it out too long, I just look like an idiot, and it just swirls all over the place. It's unmanageable, so I just shave it and keep it like that. And honestly, in hot weather, I mean, I just don't really want all kinds of hair all over me and something keeping me really hot. I'm probably never going to grow my hair out. I'm always going to have a shaved head, so you guys are just going to have to deal with that shit. The next question comes from Rhett Up the Grove, and he says, how do you write your lyrics? I write my lyrics mainly when a song is completely done. The guys will have a rough draft of a song, and I will listen to it all the way through and listen for hooks and catchy parts that I can throw in there. But mainly, I usually just pick a subject and I want to write about that on a certain song, but I will go back and give them ideas of what would make vocal parts fit. I just really like to write to a song because I've noticed if you write a whole song out by yourself and you just try to fit it into what you've written musically, it's really hard to say words that are, you know, really smooth and not overstressed, and you don't have just weird sounding vocal patterns and stuff like that. I like to fit what I want to fit to the beat of the music. Alright, the next question comes from Mr. Guitar Dude 56, and he says, what were your high school years like, and what cliques were you in? It kind of changed all throughout school. Whenever I was younger, I was with the popular kids. I played a lot of sports when I was younger, and that's how I kind of fit into the jocks and more popular people, stuff like that. But in high school, it actually transitioned from middle school to high school. In middle school, I was more of like a punk rocker. I listened to like a lot of Fat Records bands like NoFX, Screeching Weasel. After that, when I transitioned to high school, I started listening to more metal. I listened to metal before, but I was more into punk rock. But basically in high school, I was known by everyone, and I knew who everybody was. I just didn't feel like hanging out with anyone. I was getting older, more mature. I didn't really go to college, or I didn't really go to high school parties. I didn't really get into any of that stuff like, you know, pep rallies and hanging out, doing all kinds of spirit school shit. Fuck that. I didn't care about any of that shit. All I cared about was graduating, getting the hell out of high school, and getting on with my life, and keeping the friends that I still thought were worth being in my life. The next question comes from Anthony Granada, and he asks, what kind of mic do you use? The microphone that I use is a Sennheiser E905, and I'm going to go ahead and say, guys, just because I use that microphone doesn't mean that you have to go out and buy it. I honestly don't really know how much it costs. Basically what happened is my Beta 58 went out on tour, and I had to get a new mic, and our sound guy picked that one up for me, and that's what I started using after that. Sennheiser is great. Sure, SM58s are great too. It's a live mic. Don't go out and spend $500 on some fancy schmancy microphone that it says it's going to do all this crap. It's a fucking microphone, guys. Just SM58. You spend $100 on a microphone, that's your live microphone. Don't go out and just waste your money on a really expensive live microphone. Alright, the next question comes from Tim Owens, and he said, did you play any sports growing up? Yes, I did. I played baseball and basketball. I was more into baseball. That's the sport that I really like to play the most. I played basketball, but I was always a short guy, so it was hard to go up against people that were a foot and a half taller than me. So, I mean, I still love to play. I love to play it, but I just never really went out for the school teams or anything like that. Because baseball doesn't really require height. It doesn't matter how short you are. You swing the bat, you run the bases, stuff like that. I was always really small, so I was really fast, so I could steal bases easily. I mean, baseball was my main sport that I liked to play, but I just kind of got out of it once I started getting into my later middle school years, and I just started to kind of focus on music and stuff like that. So, yeah, that answers that question. The next question comes from Ivanator123ABC, and he says, do you ever consider doing something else for a living? Right now, in this moment of my life, no, I don't. One thing that you guys need to understand is touring is something that you have to realize that you are giving up a lot of stuff. You're giving up being home with your family. You're giving up seeing, if you have siblings and they have kids, you're missing them growing up. You're missing spending time with your family, loved ones, just the typical regular stuff that you would probably think we would be sacrificing whenever we leave home. Do I ever consider the future and what I would do after the band? Of course I do. But right now, this is what I love to do. This is what I love to do for you guys. I love to come perform and things like that. But do I love to be home? Of course I do. I love to be with my girlfriend and take a break and just, live the regular life of just living at home, not, being on a tour bus for 30 days. And yeah, I mean, honestly, if you guys are thinking about getting into this profession, being in a band and touring a lot of the months out of the year, it's just something that you really need to consider thinking about before you actually just dive into it. Alright, the next question comes from Ride Real Zero, and he asked, what was your we made it moment? When we got signed, when we signed with Siege of Amita Records, we were just super excited, super hyped. We were ready to go on tour. It was actually before we started touring, we did the Somatic Defilement. And then in June of 2007 is when we started touring. We did our first summer tour with Blood Comes Cleansing and Year Spent Cold. Ever since then, we were just trucking along. We were just like, man, this is it. This is what we're going to be doing for a long time now. And once our contract ended with Siege of Amita, we went to Metal Blade, and that was when we were really just like, wow, this is insane. Metal Blade has housed bands like Cannibal Corpse, As I Lay Dying, all kinds of crazy, awesome metal bands, and we couldn't be happier. We love it there, and they've always treated us well, and yeah, basically getting signed and knowing that we were going to be touring 9 months out of the year, that was when we just knew that we made it, I guess you could say. Alright, this last question comes from Willie Bum, and I guess it could be a little controversial, and a lot of people are going to have different views on it, but he asks, what are your views on gay marriage? I'm going to make this answer just short and sweet. I'm not going to get too technical with it. Listen, guys, just accept people for the way they fucking are. We learned this in kindergarten. Just be mature. Don't fucking judge. If that's what they want to do, who cares? Is it affecting your life? No, fuck it. Just move on with your life. Do what you want to do. Do the things that you like to do, and leave them the fuck alone. Who cares? If they're bothering you, don't get pissed off at them for being gay. Just get pissed off at someone for something they do wrong to you. If a dude likes a dude, whatever. If a girl likes a girl, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Do whatever the hell you want to do. Alright, this has been your boy Philly Bo. This is Coco right here. Say bye-bye. She's waving bye. With the aid of me. Give me kisses. Give me kisses. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah. Pretty crazy. When I shot this video, me and her found the dog that we wanted. Pretty crazy, huh? You're gonna have a good home. See you guys.